Joe Groves. Hi, Joe. One of our regular question submitters. He asked if there's a way to reduce or eliminate the pilling that you get on the front apron of a kilt, especially in the area of the sporran.
Yep.
You might want to explain pilling a little bit.
Yep. Pilling is the little tiny balls you get on the surface of a fabric. Generally, it's going to be synthetic fabric, usually like acrylic and stuff like that, and you get them from rubbing. So on the front of your kilt where your sporran rubs, or more importantly, where your sporran chain rubs on the kilt. If you have an acrylic or a synthetic kilt, it will pill up over time, depending on how often you wear it, depending on how tightly you have your sporran on, that kind of stuff. This is not meant to sound like a product plug. Our poly-viscose kilts are polyester rayon. However, they are also Teflon coated and have what the mill calls their anti-pill fiber technology, which basically means it's a coating on the fabric that you can rub the surface of it, and it takes a lot longer for it to pill up than if it wasn't treated, or than if it was like acrylic or something like that. So if you're getting pilling on the surface of your fabric, you probably have a less expensive kilt. I've never had a pilling issue on wool kilts. You want to look at your sporran chain. Sporran chains are what is called flat link chain. The links, don't go like this. They twist and they lay flat. You can actually lay it flat on a table. So where the welds are on the chain, if they don't weld it well, or it's a cheaper chain, sometimes you'll have like a little burr or something, and that'll kind of rub on the surface of the fabric. Or if the back of the sporran is a rough leather, or if it's like rough on the edges from a harder cardboardy type leather, that can tend to rub on the fabric. And when you have less expensive fabric and a less expensive sporran, they kind of form like Voltron for a negative experience. Yes, I'm showing my age.
Suck.
Form like Voltron, absolutely. And then you get that constant rubbing as you walk around at the festival or out for the day or whatever, and then that constant rubbing kind of pulls at the little tiny fibers, and it makes them ball up. And then you're left with little pills on the surface of your fabric. Any thoughts before I go into how to get rid of them? Do you have any other thoughts on that part, Eric?
No, I just have the Voltron theme and going like a broken record, like da 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 da, and all form the pill. But no, I was gonna say go ahead into. I think that covers it. So go ahead into how do you deal with it.
Sure. You can get a fabric shaver, which is basically a little. Think of it like an airplane engine turbine kind of thing, but instead of the normal things, you have little razor blades. And little razor blades behind a screen, like a loose screen. And you put that on your fabric and you kind of run it over top, and the pills kind of go up through the little holes in the screen, and then the razor blades come and scrape them all off. So you can get that. If you don't want to go out and buy something, you can use a Bic disposable razor, lay the fabric flat on a table, shave gently over top of the fabric going with the grain, and it'll take the pills off the surface of the fabric. You have to be careful. You're using a razor around the kilt, which is why the fabric shaver is a good idea. But yeah, those are the two ways that I tend to tell people to get rid of the pills on the surface of their fabric. And then for your next kilt, invest in something that's not going to pill as much.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope that was helpful. If you want more help and tips on taking care of the kilt or wearing the kilt, check out some of the other videos we've done. Also, I recommend checking out the Facebook group Kilts and Culture. You'll find a lot of people who share the spirit and are willing to help answer your questions for you.